Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 55th edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live. All right, here on Alabama Boys College Football from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, my partners in crime, Coach Smook Hines, and Jeffrey Only Talk Sports, as we go over our takes on the latest news and notes. All right, here. And let me tell you something, folks, it's going to be a wild ride. How you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Doing pretty
great.
good, man.
Oh, man. Can you believe it's already Monday the 22nd? Like, good grief. Like, we're
I
off
can't
our...
believe it's already Georgia week.
I know, right?
That bye week went a lot faster than people thought.
Oh,
It went
man.
by way faster. It felt like it just flew by.
Oh,
and it was due in part to some good games this weekend too. There was a lot of good matchups this weekend. College football has changed, man. The landscape of college football has come a lot. If you're a true fan of quality football, college football is the sport to watch right now because the talent spread is so wide. I mean, Memphis literally handling Arkansas, and that was a good game. It wasn't like, I mean, when you look at brands, you might be like, oh wow, Arkansas lost to Memphis, but when you look at the football that was played, it wasn't because Arkansas was trash. It's just you had two good teams, two quality teams out there duking it out, man. And one team made more plays than the other. Memphis did that thing, man. I like what I'm seeing in college football.
Oh, man. I will say I'm feeling like Arkansas is like that one team that's losing close games. I don't know why, but it's just it's just going to be a daily habit.
They should have won, but they had that fumble at the end.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about that. And
it was a really good game. And then you got results like Indiana beating Illinois 63-10. That's like, okay, how in the world that happened, right? Indiana, the worst program in the Power Four, knocking off a top 10 team by 53 points. Did you see the Auburn game?
Oh,
Football
yeah.
Auburn. I mean, oh my goodness, Auburn. Our rivals kind of got screwed a little bit, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. They're squawking. That's for
They
sure.
were.
I always find it funny. Here we go. And Coach is back. He is having some technical difficulties, but he's getting them fixed. No worries.
Nebraska has the most close losses ever, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I know Austin and I had a discussion about like what's happening with Nebraska, where it's like I think they could get over the hump with Matt Rule, but that's another discussion for another day. But gentlemen, it's never too early to do some shopping for the holidays, for Christmas, New Year's, all of it, all right here on Alabama The Voice College Football. We got the YouTube memberships of Alabama Voice College Football. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member, where you'll have loyalty badges next to your name in the comments and in the live chat, and you get custom emojis to use in the comments in the live chat, and you get member shout-outs, like our good buddy Zachary Wilges, for example, who's always coming in the chat, getting a shout-out, and he gets to use any emoji he wants to use. And for $4.99 a month, you can become a Saba Disciple, where you'll have priority reply to comments and access to a monthly hangout from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Coach Smook, and Jeffrey Only Talk Sports, where we go over our takes on the latest news and notes every single day. And for $9.99 a month, you can become a Bear Bryant legend, where you can connect on social media with each of us and give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor the miserable cold will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content requests, all right here on Alabama The Voice College Football. And did I say we were going to do some shopping? I know I'm going to do some shopping. Coach, you said you got a hat that's coming to your house, correct?
That's correct, Jackson.
Oh, man. I got to tell you. Oh, man. Where's the link? Come on. There it is.
Jeffrey, you got to stop, Jeff.
There you go, man. There you go. Oh, man. T-shirts, the hat. The sweatshirt. Oh, man. That's perfect for winter right there. The polo shirt. Well, it's getting too cold for that, good buddy. It's like, I don't think that hair is going to be enough to keep you warm. It's like,
I don't know, man. I think I'll be all right. It don't get that bad down here. Sometimes it ain't that bad, though.
Oh, man.
Same where I'm at. It can be 65 degrees in January. It can.
Man.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Oh, and the tumbler for Alabama the Voice of College Football, and the game day mug, and the can cooler. I would get something now, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna wait till my birthday next Tuesday. I'm gonna wait till my birth week. So that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
It's coming up, Jackson.
Yep. So it's like, so there we go. So if you're looking for something nice to get for your birthdays, for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, this is where you go. You go on Alabama, you go on vocfb.com/shop for Alabama. We've got the Alabama merch all right here. Well, gentlemen, we have got some good news. Jam Miller is coming back for Georgia. How are you guys feeling about it?
Well, I'm excited about that, but I'd still want to see us run the ball more. It's not been a priority at all. So with him being back, it's like if they don't run the ball significantly more against Georgia with him than they have with the other backs, then he's only going to be useful in run blocking and out of the backfield. So it's still big. It's massive to have him back. I'm glad he's back. It's perfect timing. You want everybody, your full roster, all your starters back for such a big game. And he is such a vital part of our team. But we're not running the ball much this year. I mean, Wisconsin, we blew them out because we threw the ball insanely well, and not because we ran the ball extremely well. We didn't even run it that much. So I don't know. I don't know how important it's going to be. I don't know what our game plan is against Georgia. I think you can run the ball on Georgia, but I don't know. The staff might find it easier maybe to throw on them, so I don't know. But Jam Miller being back is huge, but I want to see what the usage is going to be.
Coach?
Well, I'm gonna disagree with my boy Jeffrey, man. I think we win the ball exactly how we needed to. Wisconsin forced us to pass. They dared us to beat us in the passing game. When you're able to average 3 yards per carry against an 8-man box, 7.5 box, I think that's pretty solid. And to be able to stay on your play calling schedule, stay on schedule with your pace of play calling, the way that Alabama was, the defense was able to respond. I think only 2 drives where we kind of gave them the first down, either by penalty or however, or was it such. But efficient offensive play calling leads to that style of play calling when you get that ratio of pass to run. And if you look at it, we threw the ball 31 times, ran the ball 22 times. That's balanced play calling. I don't think you get more balance to that. You have explosive plays. You hit your target number of explosives. You don't even run the target number of plays you want to run because your offense was so efficient. So the Wisconsin game, I have no problem with the run game. You look at the week before, running backs against ULM averaging 4.3 yards per carry, I think was the total yard per carry average for that game. You saw 6 different backs or 5 different backs touch the ball in that game. 35 touches. This staff is going to run the ball. As far as personnel, players getting heavy loads of run plays, I don't see that happening at any time. I haven't seen it. The only time they've done that was when they were forced to use Dylan Johnson. He transferred from Mississippi State to Washington. They ended up losing Richard Newton coming into the fall for that fall camp. They had 2 true freshmen, really weren't reliable. They actually led the team in fumbles that year. So Dylan Johnson benefited from being the only healthy back, and then his physical style of running. It just so happened to fit the scheme, what you see in this offense from our running back room. So I'm looking at it from a different point of view going into the Georgia game. If Georgia's going to play light box, I think Ryan Grubb will run the ball. I think there'll be an opportunity for him to prove that we can run the ball. I think this offensive line has been doing a great job as far as building on weeks. First week against Florida State, a lot of people had us misconstrued thinking that we had an offensive line problem. But if you go watch that game again, man, there are plenty of alleys and avenues of approach for Ty Simpson to make plays by utilizing his legs. He built off of that game because of those opportunities he was able to see, and the offensive line is starting to look better and better every week. So I'm on the other side of things when it comes to having Jam Miller back. At the end of the day, he adds another asset to the running back room, and I think with him being back, you have more of a decisive look of how you want this run game and the rotation to be, even if he's not the bell cow. If this is a situational game, can Kevin Riley, can Daniel Hill be the X factor back that we usually see emerge in these type of games? So I think it just provides that much more for Kirby Smart and that defensive staff to be prepared for. And it's definitely a plus with getting him back. And then on the other side of things, Tim Keenan being available, I think coming into this game with him, same thing, spot play. You spot play him, knowing that he's not 100%, but available. That's great. That's great. You know, you got another body for that rotation. This young group of interior guys has been flashing, and they've been growing weekly. Let's see those guys let loose against Georgia. You know, let them loose with all that energy, all that motor, and then in those key moments, you bring in your veteran guys and let them do what they do and be the leaders that they've been out there to do. So I'm excited about all the guys returning from injuries.
I agree with that. Absolutely. Tim Keenan being back's big, even if he doesn't play the entire game, like you said, because
12 snaps.
He's just a massive guy. He's a massive leader, and it puts less pressure on the other guys every single play to have to step up. You know, you got your leader back. You know, even just him being out there sometimes and then going to the sidelines, the voice. Yeah, he's on the sidelines when he's hurt, but it's different when he's going out there and playing. It adds an added aspect. So it is good for us to get these guys back, even if they're not going to play the full game. And I agree with that on Jam Miller. I mean, if Georgia plays light box, then yeah, they need to run the ball a lot, and they should. It's just, I agree with you on the fact that against Wisconsin, you know, the way that they were playing us, you know, that forced us to throw. I agree with that, but still, it's just, I can't get out of my mind the old version of our team. I know that you gotta do things differently now, but we used to be able to pound it on anybody, no matter if they had 8 in the box. Like, that's just the way it was. We're not doing that. It's different staffs, different eras. 2025. You gotta throw the ball, you know, a lot more than you used to, especially when teams are playing you like Wisconsin was. But I want to see Jam Miller utilized. I want to see the entire running back room utilized a lot more and in other ways. To get that ground game going, like punch Georgia in the mouth on the ground. You know, and if then you know they're afraid of that, then we can go over the top.
I love the way you expounded on that, because I don't want people to say like I don't think we have an explosive run game by any means. You know, and truth be told, if you were to ask what the style or the direction of this offense was to be, the identity of it is to be an explosive vertical passing scheme with a consistent run game. And the target number in this run game, if you can average 4.1 yards, 4.1 to 4.3 yards per carry in this offensive scheme, that's a super plus for Ryan Grubb, for Kalen DeBoer, even for Nick Sheridan last year. Games where we had explosive runs, we went to the pass early and often. And that's what you're seeing this year, because it's a scheme that's worked across time. It really helps. And I'm seeing it develop now. And I'm not a big fan of it. I'm just like you. I feel like there's points in times where the air should be taken out of the ball, and we should see our running backs utilized. We have 5, we have 6, or however many we have. Utilize them. But in this day and age, you have to be able to, you know, create momentum and keep it early. And the way you do it is keep the pressure on them. And this is not, like I said, I've been, you know, kind of beat up about saying this, but this is not an offensive scheme that's designed to be explosive. So when it is explosive, like we have seen it in the past, where there's the QB run game, the extension of the run game with the screens, the jet sweeps, when it is explosive, that's a bad sign for the opponent, because we're not looking for it to be explosive. We're just looking to see how you're going to play it. We're trying to get you in leverage, trying to get you see some tendencies when you see certain motions. And when we're able to get explosive runs off of that, that's a bad thing for you. And Georgia has been in some situations these last few games where if there was some intent behind the run game, even against Austin Peay, if there was some size on that offensive line for Austin Peay, Georgia would have had a lot more trouble containing that run game. So I don't see Alabama really. I could definitely see the competition back and forth. Georgia is going to be aggressive up front, but I think Kirby is so stuck in his ways that he's going to feel like he can contain the run game with a 4-man front. And he don't feel like he's going to have to crowd the line. I think at third and passing, he'll crowd the line a lot, you know, and to mix up pre-snap looks. But first and second down, I think he'll keep it basic. because he really truly believes his front, year in and year out, he feels like his front will be able to do the job to help out his back end, because that back end needs help. We'll talk about the secondary in a little bit, but having guys like you said, having guys like Jam Miller, you have to account for the run game. You have to. You know how explosive he is. He's hurt you all 3 years that he's had an opportunity to impact the Alabama-Georgia game. He has hurt you. Jam Miller has hurt you. So I think that's one thing, having him back, you gotta prepare for it. Everybody remembers the wheel routes. You know, Jam has killed them with the wheel routes out the backfield for 2 years now. It's about to be 3 years, you know. So I think it's huge. And then, like you said, Tim Keenan, the leadership on the field is definitely going to be impactful, more so than it is with him being on the sideline. And I just got to give a shout out real quick. As you all know, we dual stream the primetime, the Alabama Crimson Tide live show every Monday here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football and on the Coach Smoot Network. So shout out to the 22 viewers over there. Please drop a like. And while you're there, make sure you come over to the Alabama at the Voice of College Football and subscribe over here to our channel. We're on our way to 5K. Everybody's, listen, we're growing. We're growing because of you all. Continue to share and show the love. And thank you, Cool Man Jack, for becoming a member of the AAA family and supporting both sides of this family, man. We appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, guys, like I was saying, both guys being back, huge for Bama. And I'm not necessarily from a standpoint where I think they come back and Tim Keenan needs to play 60 snaps. I don't even think a healthy Tim Keenan needs 60 snaps. The way this defense has been playing and the speed and the motor that they play with, I think situational Tim Keenan is going to be a first-round draft pick, late second-round draft pick, early third-round draft pick. I really do. Situational Tim Keenan puts him in situations where he's not chasing a lot. He's really wrecking. When he's able to wreck, that's when he's effective, because then he's wrecking and getting to the ball. I like Tim Keenan in those situations. I don't like pass rush Tim Keenan.
There you go. I mean, like Tim Keenan coming back, that's huge. But, you know, like London Simmons has stepped up in a huge way on defense while Keenan was out. Like, I love watching some London Simmons. That is for sure.
We definitely have an interior push, and I know it's been Wisconsin and ULM, but go back to the Florida State film. Go look at a lot of times when I think it was maybe one or two plays, one for sure, where Tommy Castellanos, him climbing that pocket was due to London Simmons collapsing the left guard and the center. They both had to collapse on London Simmons, and he really split them. Could have been a hold, could have been holding on the left guard, but that type of pressure or that type of ability to create pressure from the interior is definitely needed. And it's just a different motor. You know, that's why we were so excited about Jeremiah Beaman. A bigger frame, you know, taller, longer, lengthier, and more of a motor than what we've had since maybe Quinnen Williams. And London Simmons, that's who he's showing me flashes of. Quinnen Williams, did y'all see the shed when against Wisconsin last week? When he literally, yeah. I mean, the way he said it was like it was so violent, but had the same finesse you would see from Big Quinnen Williams. And I'm like, man, this young man is something special. So I think they were wrong with those 3-star ratings coming in.
Yeah, it's like I don't let the ratings, or I'm not letting Todd McShay do the thinking for me.
I love when the ratings are wrong.
Oh, me too. Me too. We got one in Zay Hall right now, committed in the 26 class. I don't know if y'all been following our recruiting class, but Zay Hall, Xavier Griffin, having those two come in together, it's gonna be crazy. Behind Duke Johnson, Luke Metz. I mean, bro, the inside QB Reese, Abdul Sanders, that inside linebacker room for the next 4 to 5 years at Bama. We keep them guys together, bro. We're going to be deep. Those guys can go and play tight end and strong safety, but they, fit, run fit. Zay Hall is a headhunter, man, an athlete. I'm telling y'all, man, him, and they got this wide receiver, Austin Cherry, over at Hillcrest High School in Tuscaloosa. Man, if ain't nobody talking to that man, I think Alabama might get him on a PWO or something. Like a late pickup, because I don't think anybody's talking to him right now. Austin Cherry, go check him out, man. Dude had a crazy game last week. Crazy game. But I'm sorry.
There we go. Austin Cherry, man, like getting ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
And this is the fourth wall break of VO Clip 1 for Crimson Tide Live, Georgia Week. into the video clip as we cut to the ad. If you're watching on video clips, of course. Hey, we do fourth wall breaks here on Alabama The Voice College Football.
And we broke
we
the
trying to get there.
264th wall once.
Yeah. 256 wall, as a matter of fact. So it's like, there you go. But before we get to our next topic, who do I go to for some predictions? I think we know a guy.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
There we go. That's why you go to Mark Rogers, Steve Dace, Matt Zemek, and Corey Bratta for the top picks in the world of college football. Me personally, I'm going to Mark Rogers on the picks, but that's just me now.
Hey, I've been having some good luck on prize picks this season, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been on the college football picking these over and unders. Oh my God. I might have to start me a little group chat or something, start charging folks for my picks. I'd be mad. I'll be able to pay child support next month. I'm gonna pay. Let me stop.
There you go, man.
Let me stop, man. But nah, man, what's the next topic, Jackson? I'm hyped about this week. You know, this Georgia week, it's a lot of fans that have been talking a lot of smack. And Georgia fans, I don't think they've been watching their team. And then on the other side of it, I think some Bama fans have been watching too much of Georgia and not enough of Bama. So it's gonna be a funny weekend after this game clock hits 0 and the final score is posted. It's gonna be a funny weekend for the next 48 to 72 hours. So I'm excited about it.
Well, we've got the week 5 rankings, and in the AP poll, we're 17th in the nation. In the coaches poll, we're 16th. But we're not ranked at all in the Mark Rogers top 25 that actually makes sense, unfortunately. But I always say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I know why we're not ranked in his top 25. Like I've said before, Mark Rogers does his top 25 completely different from every other ranking. He does it by what you've done. And what we've done so far is not really top 25 worthy. Obviously, if we beat Georgia, Mark Rogers will bump us way up. His top 25, it actually makes sense. For right now, though, we got to be patient. We have to be patient to earn that spot. Definitely, the AP has us in a good place because if we win, we're going to move up big time. We're going to probably be back close to the top 10, if not in the top 10. So,
man, listen, 17 beating 5, you're definitely top 10. You going at least number 8. Your only loss is to another currently ranked opponent. Florida State stay undefeated. They're going to be in the top 5. They don't. Does Florida State see Miami regular season? I don't think they see Miami regular season.
They do.
Yeah, they see them on October 4th.
October 4th? Man, that's going to be one to shape out. Florida State mess around, go and win that one. That helps us throughout the rest of the season.
Because I feel like that could happen. Like that game. How much you want to bet you see a wide left or a wide right in that game? Like that's something you're going to see.
Probably.
Oh man, like that. There's always some version of wide right, but this time it would be Kirk Herbstreit and the puppy dog watching that.
Yeah.
The dog will be happy either way as long as he gets his treat. But
Man, listen, I'm really on to the matchup rankings because I think the last time I want to say 2008 we came into Georgia ranked number like 12, number 11 or number
we
12.
were 8th, I believe, and Georgia was number 3. But that was because like Georgia, they had Arizona State week 4, and they had a few crappy opponents. I believe it was an FCS game. I think they had Georgia Southern. Then they played Central Michigan week 2. Then they had that bye week. Then they went to Arizona State where no Sean Marino did his little dive for the touchdown. It was like all over College Game Day that
Yeah.
year. But
Yeah.
blackout for a knockout. Like
Yeah, that was I remember being in college watching that game, man.
like you really want to try that again, Georgia? Like going for the black uniforms? Like trying it out.
Did they announce that they're going to be wearing black uniforms?
Oh, I heard some crap where somebody was saying that. I'm like, you really want to try that again?
I got bro in my chat. I got a Georgia fan in my chat real quick before we go to the next topic. He said, "Yeah, I've heard that before. 5 losses in 4 seasons. Nobody has had a better record over the." Okay, anyways, bro, are y'all wearing the Georgia? Are y'all wearing the blackout jerseys? Do you know?
Oh.
I need to find out. We need to find out. We need to get an official report on that because if that's the case, I think Kalen DeBoer is gonna wear the black Alabama hoodie. You know, when he come out in that black hoodie, that mean
he's not so tough. He's not so tough.
Hey, Kalen DeBoer come out in that black Bama gear. You know, he ready.
Oh,
He ready.
Well, Coach Jeffrey, there was one stat that I saw on CFB Home on Twitter the other day, and it's the fact that Georgia has the longest active home game winning streak with 34 straight victories. Well, you got a chance to make some history, gents.
Yeah, it's gonna take a A+ effort though. I mean, and I'll be talking about it on my show tomorrow. But Kane Womack, that was like the first highlight of the post practice interviews, the press availability today. Just focusing on effort is not about skill. It's not about the playbook anymore for this team. He feels like it's just about effort. And that's what was missing in week 1. Imagine just, those first 2 big plays that they were able to convert. If we just had some effort, Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson on that jet sweep or on that reverse. All those guys had opportunities to at least create some type of big play if they would have just gave some effort. And we'll see. We'll see this Saturday. We'll see. So I think it starts right there in the effort.
Both teams are very talented every year, and that's no different this year. Despite Alabama's, struggles against Florida State and, we're not at, the Nick Saban level anymore. And Georgia, they've been a little shaky the last couple of years, a lot of close wins. They're not what they were 3-4 years ago. These are still 2 very talented teams. They both have future first-round draft picks all over the team. It's not a talent problem. Like you said, it's an effort issue for both of these teams. Honestly, both teams could play equally as hard. Somebody's got to win. So, I mean, yeah, if whoever plays harder will win, but there is a shot that both teams play just as hard. But somebody has to win. In that scenario, you usually would go with the home team. But I don't know, though, because, again, Georgia has looked so shaky. Maybe we are better. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because I think that, like I said, both teams are almost equally matched, equally talented. And especially like different parts of like the field, like different position groups. Maybe Georgia's a little better. Maybe we're a little better. But they have the home field advantage. And, yeah, they have been very, tough to beat at home. But we've dominated them. So they could be a little bit of a mental factor.
We're their kryptonite.
I know. It's like, we might have a little bit of that mental factor going against them. Like, hey, like we're in their heads. Like they haven't been able to beat us practically at all. It's
like Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. We're like little Batman Beyond's getting in Joker's head. He's like, I'm not the OG Batman, but that's okay. I don't need to be. I can just get inside the Joker's head. That's what it's like with Alabama, Georgia right there.
I think now though, Jackson, I think now more so schematically, Kirby Smart is going to have an issue with Ryan Grubb and his play calling, this offensive play calling. I think this Georgia defense is going to struggle against the play calling style of what Alabama is bringing to the table. If Kirby stays light in that box, they're going to be in trouble. That secondary is not Georgia secondary. And my guy said, not there. Let me get this comment. He said, this UGA roster is probably the youngest Kirby has ever had, and that's what my whole thing was coming into this season. Can Kirby truly finally have to develop a roster? He has yet to have to do that in the 6 years he's had. The first 3 years he has such a veteran roster, nothing but sophomores, redshirt juniors, redshirt sophomores, redshirt seniors. He had those guys around for the first 4 to 5 years. By the time his young guys were counted on, they were sophomores and juniors. They were seasoned. They were fitted into the program. This is the first time he's seen some guys leave that were, last year how many players did y'all lose to the portal from the defense side of Georgia? And these are guys that you guys were looking forward to being leaders on this team. We're going to be impact players. So I look at it as an opportunity for us to really test them offensively against their defense. And then our defense versus their offense, I don't think Mike Bobo is going to try to go out of pocket and try to do something different. I think they really believe they're the tougher team right now because of how we showed up against Florida State. And that's going to be the challenge going into this game.
What I think is funny about this comment is how does Georgia look shaky? And then he proceeds to respond with us getting beat against Florida State instead of talking about why his team is not shaky. Georgia, the last 2 seasons, has had a lot of bad performances. We have too. Yes, we have too. We've had bad performances, but the difference is that in most of Georgia's bad performances, they keep finding ways to win. They barely beat Kentucky. They barely beat Mississippi State. They barely beat Georgia Tech. They shouldn't have beat Florida, but Lagway got hurt. Tons of bad performances. Trashing his Notre Dame, yes. Beck was hurt.
The refs bailed you out against Georgia Tech.
Yes, they did. Austin Peay this year was not impressive. Tennessee had a ton of chances to lose that game, but somehow they won. Somehow Tennessee blew that game, and that's exactly what happened. So when I look at
even week 1 against Marshall, bro, like they did not start separating in the game, and even on offense, their offense wasn't just moving fluently against Marshall. Their offensive line is struggling. If our D line was to start to get some hype, it will be because of the showing in this game coming up.
He's not seeing it because he's a fan and they keep winning. That's what I'm saying. What the point I was trying to get to is that because Georgia keeps winning all of these close games, it's making their fans think that they're still elite, and they're not right now. They're not an elite team right now, but they keep winning. They keep finding ways to win. And that might happen this weekend. We don't know, but that's the thing with Georgia. They're not looking as good as they did 3 years ago. They're not even close to that level. But as long as they keep winning these close games against mediocre opponents, and I almost want to throw Tennessee as a mediocre opponent. They're not mediocre, but
Tennessee is actually a solid team this year.
They're good, but still, Tennessee, if Georgia was what they used to be, they would have won that game a lot easier.
Tennessee is basically the Penn State of the SEC. Like they're kind of where they're at. Well, here's why I compare Tennessee to Penn State. Penn State comes up short against Ohio State. Tennessee always comes up short against Georgia. They can't beat Bama and Tuscaloosa, and they can't beat Florida and Gainesville.
Georgia was not an elite team last year. They were not an elite team last year. They had a lot of bad performances. Those 2 Texas games is the only reason why people thought
I understand. Listen, I understand you want to go back and forth with them. I just usually solve it with this. If you're so elite and you're the new kings of college, the SEC and all that stuff, why haven't y'all
they would be after Saban retired, but they haven't taken the reins.
They have yet to beat Bama. Like the one chance you had where you could have really just put your foot on our neck and said, we really run it like we did, y'all. We came to Athens in 2008 and stamped our place in the SEC. We did it to Florida. We did it to everybody, LSU. And Saban, and we stamped ourselves. Y'all have yet to do that to Bama. So until that, I mean, if you do it at home this weekend, you should protect home field. It's expected. If you don't, oh my God, y'all in trouble. Y'all in even more trouble. But let's get off the fan talk. Let's get to the realistic, the stats and everything. Matchup wise, like you were saying, Jackson. I mean, Jeffrey. This team Georgia hasn't looked good up front. They have not looked good up front. Their defense on the back end has looked really shaky. We saw Joey Aguilar looks like a freaking Heisman quarterback right now because of Georgia. And we know how many close calls and close to interceptions he had been throwing in the first 3 weeks. Like Syracuse game, he should have had 3 or 4 picks in that game. Ooh. But he has some strong receivers. He's getting comfortable with those guys. There wasn't a lot of pressure on him. He's getting 4 and 5 seconds in the pocket. Georgia can't get a pass rush. Like, I don't understand where elite can be matched to his team at. Gunnar Stockton made 4 good passes that game. 4 great passes. Let's say 4 great passes in that game. Passes that
6. I mean, that was good. I mean, that bailed him out. That was a really, really good pass.
And then the one over the shoulder for the touchdown. That was a beautiful pass, man. Perfect ball. He dropped it in the bucket. I mean, but how consistent is that going to be? We saw Tennessee's pass rush struggle against Syracuse week 1. So, I mean, and Bama's pass rush hasn't been much, but to say that you're going to get that same type of coverage from Bama, you guys took advantage of freshman corners at Tennessee this past weekend. So, I mean, 2 weekends ago. So, I'm looking at matchups, man. I don't see where it pans out for Georgia on the schematic side of things. If they're going to play a light box, I think we have the advantage. I don't see their D-line being as stout in the run game. Hell, Tennessee had success with the run game. They just were having more success with passing the ball. So
what I want to see with Alabama, to me, with running the football is if we get a lead, that is when it's imperative that you run the football. On the road, you have to bleed the clock. You have to take control of the game. You don't get conservative per se, like, hey, we're up like 21-14 or 24-14 in the late third, early fourth. You don't want to just completely abandon the pass, try to run every time. If you do that, Georgia will stack the box then, and then we'll end up punting every time, and they'll come back and win. But if you can run the football pretty well with a lead later on in the game, then that's how you win. And that's what I was frustrated with last year. Tons of situations where DeBoer would not run the football when we had a lead, and it gave the other team more chances because we kept punting the ball away when we had incompletions. You have to be able to control the game, the time of possession when you have the lead on the road. Take the crowd out of it. Take the other team's offense out of it by keeping the ball away from them. Go on a 15-play, 8-minute drive. That just sucks the life out of them. So yeah. I think that's what I want to see more from Alabama. If we get a lead, can we go on longer drives, run the ball, get 3-4 yards, pick up the first down, and just keep going down the field like that, keep the ball away from Georgia?
I think you'll see more so of that gear this year because, last year when we had opportunities, you just alluded to it, we wouldn't see it. It'll be with Jalen Miro. Pulling the ball out of the running back stomach. I think the running back run game is what we want to see more of. Not necessarily the quarterback run game, but effective running back run game, zone scheme, man-on-man blocking type of things where you could kind of lean on. Get that, like you said, get that play clock down to 8 seconds before you get under the center or you get in place to snap it and get clean snaps, get clean pushes. So, but I'm looking at the stats from Georgia-Tennessee game last week, and They're excited about having to put up 500 total yards of offense. But let's look at how that offense had to come. Your defense struggled to a point where they had given up 300 plus yards of total offense in the first half. Do you think that you're going to be able to keep up with the Alabama offense in the first half? This is an Alabama offense that in the past 2 weeks has put up 130. How many points? Is it 132, 135? I forget. You got 100 something points in the last 2 weeks.
All
right? You're going against a Georgia team that, I mean, literally, you took advantage of those freshmen, and by all means, by Mike Bobo, great recognition. Gunnar Stockton, way to trust your receivers. You got the veteran guys, you got the bigger guys. Utilize them. By all means, utilize them. But you don't have that luxury this week. You're facing a secondary that's forced the most turnovers in the SEC right now this season. Come on now. So You got to be careful with how you looking at it. And then Joey Aguilar gave y'all 2 interceptions this game. Ty Simpson has yet to throw an interception this season. So if that was a team to do it, you would expect it to be Georgia. But your secondary gave up 371 passing yards, and you're bringing in a quarterback that has went basically 7 quarters before he threw his first incompletion.
Yeah. I mean, that offense of Bama, like I cannot wait to see.
Go ahead, Jackson. Sorry.
I can't wait to see what Bernard and Williams are going to do. I can't wait to see what they're going to do to that Georgia defense.
Hey, I got a good stat here. Tennessee gave up 377 yards of offense to Syracuse. We only gave up 382 yards to Florida State.
Nice.
We just saying, man. You want a number, and see that's what messes the fans up. We number watch, right? We number watch because I look at Georgia, right? You got 304 yards of passing against Tennessee, but you're only averaging 9 yards of pass. It wasn't like it was an explosive pass game. You're not beating them downfield. You were literally getting big plays because of your yards after catch. Tennessee was able to average 10 yards of pass against y'all. They were explosive against y'all in the pass game, meaning one, you were not able to get a pass rush. Guess who else had explosive passes against you? Austin Peay. The only offense that they were able to generate was in the pass game. When they tried to slow the game down and play and run the ball, that's when they were ineffective. Of course, size and all that stuff up front matters in those games. But you guys really let Austin Peay have an explosive pass game? And you expect, come on, man, Ty Simpson, you're going to have to send 6. And I don't think you guys want to play a lot of man out there. And when you send 6, he wants to get the ball out quick. He's already proven it. He proved it at Florida State. Passed up wide open, big shot plays to dump the ball off and be safe and protect the ball. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I'm not going to disregard your stats. We're not going to disregard your numbers. By all means, both your teams putting up 500 plus yards of offense is by all means great. Big 12 game. Look,
to me, I think where I'm coming from with it, where I'm having the back and forth, because I've had it in multiple other discussions the last year or so about Georgia with Georgia fans. What I'm seeing is I'm not seeing a lot of Alabama fans say, "Hey, we're just as good as we were 2-3 years ago." With when we had Nick Saban, it's like we realize we're worse right now. We're trying to get back to that point. We're trying to build with DeBoer to get back to that championship level. Whereas Georgia,
speak for yourself. I think we in a way better place. Go ahead, though.
Georgia fans are still thinking they're as good as they were 3 years ago, and they're not. And that's that miscalculation that I'm seeing. They're a great team still. They've got tons of talent. They're still well coached, but they just don't look nowhere near as good. The stats are there to prove it. They're not as good as they were 3 years ago, but their fans still think they are. And that's that disconnect. It's not their bad team. They're just not as good as they used to be right now.
Man, they get beat over top so much, man. It's going to be a bad week for Georgia.
We used to never give up stuff like that. I mean, we used to be better too, but still, I mean, we admit that we've got some issues that we're trying to fix, and we're getting there. But Georgia's not the same team they used to be.
We're in year 2 of a new coach, of a coaching regimen, a whole philosophy change. We're in year 2. Our stats from Coach Saban's last year, his retirement, to the year of transition, the offensive efficiency stats, the offensive rankings were literally in the same bracket. Had a 34th ranked offense with Coach Saban. Had a 29th ranked offense with Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan. Defensively, your defense did not end the season inside the top 25. Coach Saban's last year. Kalen DeBoer comes in. You got a 36th ranked defense, overall ranked defense. Like nothing really changed. So to say that we're in the worst place, I think for him to be able to steady the ship with what he had to work with, and then to come into this season, not have to retain a lot from the portal carry over, I think we're in a better spot. And that's why you're going to see the continuity carry through this season. I think Georgia is not even the benchmark for this season. I don't even think they're the benchmark. I don't even think they're the start. There's so much hype around this Georgia team. The fans won't see it, but this team is struggling, man. They're struggling. Tennessee, They gave up a lot. They gave up a lot defensively.
They're thinking they're lucky stars. They're not playing Oklahoma at the moment.
Well, right now, Georgia's favored by 2.5. So, I mean, theoretically, that's less than the home spread because usually you gain three or so, points or not whatever with the spread. And, Georgia being favored by 2.5, they're technically giving us a half of an extra point there, which is shocking because we are only ranked 17th and they're 5th. So, I mean, obviously Vegas is seeing something else other than, what most people are expecting. It's kind of like, again, I hate to bring it up again, but everyone picked Illinois practically last week. Indiana was favored by 7 for a reason. Vegas knows. Vegas knows. I mean, Georgia's favored, but they're not favored by 7. They're not favored by 10. They're favored by 2.5. And, yeah, that's a pretty good sign for Alabama, honestly. That's a really good sign that it's essentially a pick'em game. It's 50-50.
There you go, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing what's going to happen on Saturday. But,
I mean, if we were at home against Georgia, we'd be favored by more than 2.5 probably.
Yeah. I think Dylan Durham agrees with you, good buddy, because, I mean, it's like that 2.5 is because they're at home. It'd be same way with us for sure. But I just know for sure we're going to be up for another exciting game for Alabama.
I can't wait. It's going to be great. I mean, if we don't win, kudos to Georgia. But, I mean, I agree with Coach Smook that, I mean, a lot of the statistical numbers and position, battles, we look like we're favored in a lot of those. It just kind of looks that way. I mean, the Florida State game was rough, but we've looked a lot better since then.
I mean, because it was like, and I know like that loss to Florida State was bad, but
it was a good thing too. You could look at it.
It was a blessing in disguise because it was like you look at like 08 Florida, lose to the Ole Miss, blessing in disguise. 1983 Miami, lose to Florida week 1, blessing in disguise.
Ohio State losing to Virginia Tech.
Week 2, 2014, the crappiest week in the history of the Big Ten. Blessing in disguise.
Rest in peace, Virginia Tech. After that game,
oh God, they're a nightmare. Like that place is a dung heap these days. Like Plattsburgh is disastrous. But we'll be ending this show with our 3 annual opponents for 2026 through 2029, and before we show the annual opponents, I'm going to tell you this, gents. For the first time, well, we don't know what the 2026 schedule will look like until tomorrow night, but we're not going to have LSU as an annual opponent. How are you gentlemen feeling about that? And we'll start with Coach, and then we'll go with Jeffrey.
Not liking it, man.
You don't like not seeing Bama LSU?
I don't like it. I think that's one of the games. That's a benchmark game for me, year in and year out. No matter what the teams look like, that game right there tell you really how good your team is, or really how bad your team is. You saw the year Jalen Miro ran all over them that first year. LSU's defense had games where people were okay. They might be good, they might not. But after that game, it was like, oh yeah, they're not good, and they weren't good the rest of the year. And our pass game struggled the rest of the year. In that game, we should have had plenty of passing yards. So I'm gonna miss and then the fan base there's a respectful hate for LSU Bama. So I'm not feeling that. Definitely want that LSU annual rivalry, home and home situation to be there.
Jeffrey will go with you next, and then when we get done with you, we'll go with what I say, and then we'll pull up the image, so to speak.
I'm a little conflicted because, LSU, it is a big rivalry game. It matters. Both fan bases don't like each other. It's always a big game pretty much every year. I do agree with Coach Smook most of the time. Yes, it is a big benchmark game. I wouldn't say last year because we absolutely leveled them. We still weren't very good. But, most of the time it definitely is. Most of the time, most years, it is a big deal. And if you get that win, it really showcases how good you are. LSU's had some rough, years and situations themselves lately. But when they're good, it's a great game. The problem is that I don't think people look at that game as much of a rivalry as the other two, though. Tennessee and Auburn, they're They have names. The Iron Bowl, third Saturday in October. They're big deals. You got the cigars with Tennessee. You've got Auburn's just Auburn. It's like whatever. Is LSU better than the one they picked? Yeah, of course it is. So it's like compared to that, yeah. I would rather keep LSU. I mean, honestly, I'd rather have Georgia than the team they picked just because of what Georgia is right now. Play them every year if you want to do that. I mean, I know some people will be like, no, because, make the schedule harder to make the playoffs, whatever. But that's a bigger game than the game they picked. Now, you can look at it and say, hey, it's an easier game. It's maybe an automatic win. It depends on how you want to look at it. I would rather have LSU than the team they picked. So I would say I would have been more in favor of LSU, but I wouldn't necessarily say that should have completely been the third game. I would have rather they picked Georgia or Ole Miss than who they picked, but it is what it is.
Well, I'll tell you this. I looked at Alabama LSU prior to Nick Saban coaching at Alabama and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only historical game people could really find for that one was like 1979.
Nick Saban made it a robbery.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember looking back at the Keith Jackson Alabama National Television where he talked about how he and the ABC crew tried getting Alabama LSU to 2:30, and Charles McClendon sitting there going, "No, we want it at nighttime." But nope, no match. The rainy weather basically made it a 3-0 victory for Alabama. And I believe there's like 1985 that was a tied ball game.
Mm.
But other than that, like who's thinking about the 1992 Alabama LSU game or 1993 or 1994 or 1995? Nobody. I mean, nobody's sitting there thinking about, oh, guess what happened in 1966? No one.
But you know why I say it would have been better to have LSU, because we took away the divisions in the SEC this past season. So like if we're going to realign some things, but we're trying to maintain tradition, let's do what's best for the conference when it comes to media ratings and all that stuff. Like Alabama LSU, it brings in the numbers for the SEC. Alabama Auburn brings in the numbers. Georgia Florida, Georgia Auburn, Tennessee Florida. Those games bring in the numbers. So like you were saying, Jeff, even Georgia, if you, a lot of people wouldn't like to see Georgia, but why not? Ohio State and Michigan play each other every year. Why wouldn't Alabama and Georgia want to play each other every year? Like,
it's not really a rivalry game in the sense like Georgia Auburn is, but it's become one because we're both elite
because of the recent status. And then just think about it. It's the states, Alabama, Georgia. Like, Auburn isn't a state, Why y'all want to beat up on little brother so bad? Y'all like that rivalry. Y'all want to keep that one. Y'all like beating up on little brother, but we want to represent the state. Y'all keep bragging about handling the state because y'all beating up on our little special child down there in Opelika. But I wouldn't mind Georgia either. So like I said, I just rather would have had LSU than what we have.
Like I said, I would have rather have had Ole Miss, at least with Lane there, because I mean Ole Miss is better. Like it's still probably a higher draw. But yeah, I would have had LSU or Georgia above Ole Miss.
Reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from now will be the 56th anniversary of the Scott Hunter Arch Manning shootout for Alabama Ole Miss. That was on Living Color on ABC. It's like, good grief. Like Archie Manning going at it, but not enough against Scott Hunter and the Crimson Tide. But alrighty, so we've got the news storyline from Chris Lowe at On. Can you believe that? Chris Lowe at On 3. I mean, like that's like leaving CBS for Fox in the 1990s. But anyway, so we've got the annual opponents, Auburn, Tennessee, and we got Mississippi State. And there's no Alabama LSU on an annual base, but we will be talking about this again in 2029 for sure, where it's the SEC said this is going to be every 4 years. This is not forever and ever. This is
so they'll rotate your rivalries every 4 years.
Yes, they're rotating.
Some that are messed up though. Go ahead, Jackson. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're rotating this like the rivalry situation for every 4 years. Like starting, I would say 2029, like 2030. we may see Alabama LSU back on an annual basis, but
And it only
anything can
lasts for
happen.
4 years.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh, that might be cool, because then you might mess around. We might see Texas, Florida, Tennessee for 3 years. That'll be a good little 3-rounder for Texas. Put OU on that mud. See, I'm the type. I like to have the hard schedules. I don't know. I feel like when you play the hard teams early, you catch them early when they look bad. When you looking bad, they looking bad too. And whoever can not look as bad that game, they get so much love going throughout the season, and it is a confidence builder, confidence booster. So yeah, I'm more so yeah.
I
personally,
think that it's good if, like you said, it keeps rotating and you get some other cool matches. I don't want to lose Auburn. Really don't want to lose Tennessee either. But I mean, if they do drop to like Tennessee to add someone else like that, that's fine, I guess. But I don't love it because you want to keep the tradition. I'm
got to keep that third Saturday.
Like Jackson, I'm more of a traditionalist. I like the old rivalries, even though Civil War's dead, dude. It's dead. But still, I like them.
Yeah,
but you still gotta think too, Jeff. This is just your guaranteed 3 conference opponents for 4 years. That's basically what it is. Like, so that doesn't mean Tennessee won't be on the schedule anymore. You get. I think third Saturday in October is definitely never going to get moved. I don't see. I think the only year that it wasn't third Saturday was COVID year. I believe in the Civil War year, wherever war was going on. But
that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, you look at Florida, like you see like Kentucky. It's like, okay, Florida, Tennessee's better, but it's like, okay. But I mean, I guess you got to balance it out. Like certain good teams got to play bad teams. And I mean, like Mississippi State, they get Arkansas, Vanderbilt. So it's like, that's 2 winnable games, right? I mean, they got to find somebody for these teams to play since they're doing it this way.
Yeah,
I agree with you that you still could get Tennessee, even if they take Tennessee off. You still could get them. They still could schedule them, but it's just interesting. It's just the dynamics are different now that they're doing it this way. Instead of it just being guaranteed, now money. It's all money for sure. Everything's money.
Money.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Like Mr. Krabs chasing all those coins. But yeah, like for like the third game, I was like, I don't care if they have like LSU, if they have Mississippi State or Ole Miss, just as long as we have Auburn, Tennessee. Like those are the 2 games that are important to me. Because like Tennessee, Auburn, so many memories on both those games. Alabama LSU is a fun game and all, but it's just like before Saban was at both schools, nobody really talked about it as much. They talked about it as a great conference game, but
that's how you build rivalries, though, is through connections and through stuff like that. Though. When you think about these old rivalries, they were established because of things 100 years ago. So, I mean, 100 years from now, Alabama LSU could be, if it's continued to be played. Alabama Georgia is significant now. Because Alabama, Georgia, the stuff can change. I mean, I agree with you, Jackson, on that, because Alabama LSU is not as significant as other games, but like Saban having that connection made it a game. It created it, So
same thing with Alabama and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Same thing with Alabama and Kentucky for a span. Like the fact that Bear Bryant had been at both programs, like that was a rivalry, for some. So, and it was talked about so much. So, like you rivalries never stop,
No.
And they may change, names may change on them, but I think the whole reason you have a rivalry is because there has been some history established. There's been some back and forth, and that's what you've been seeing with Alabama, Georgia. I talked about that on my show this morning, and I had to clarify, like, this isn't a traditional rivalry, but this is a rivalry. You're talking about 2 of the best teams over the past 10 years in the SEC. Representation of the SEC between Alabama and Georgia, I think, is 7 out of the last 10 years has been Alabama or Georgia. Or no, 8 out of the last 10 years has been Alabama or Georgia representing the SEC. So kind of a crazy spot to be in and not consider it a rivalry. So I think we're in a good spot with how they're doing it. If it's going to be every 4 years, they're dropping that extra, rotating that one team, or however they do it. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be good for college football. But
well, gentlemen, I was gonna say, like, you did mention an excellent point about Georgia being a great historic game as well, because it was like, again, you not only got Saban and Kirby Smart going at it, and you got, it's funny. Like I look back at some of these classic games, like the Britney Spears comment from Mike Patrick in 2007 before Matthew Stafford's done the game winner. And then you got like 1965 where Georgia upsets Bama. But today, you know what today is, gentlemen?
What's that?
The 63rd anniversary of Joe Namath's debut against the Georgia Bulldogs in all of college football, where we shut out those Bulldogs to start off the 1962 season. Jeffrey, how you feeling about that, man?
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Some young man from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, is putting those Bulldogs in their place. They beat Georgia so bad that the camera went from black and white to brown and white. Like it was that bad, like for Georgia Bulldogs. Especially that little slow motion run in the third quarter. One of our guys is like going for that first down. He's like slow motion, doing a little run. They just run fast, first down. There was a ballroom blitz that night. Oh man, and I swear you, like if you look back on that video where you hear like Bear Bryant talking, he sounded like a 30-year-old man, like before like he sounded like a 60-year-old. I tell you what, and he's like what? He's like 49 or something. Like good grief. Oh man. Well, gentlemen, what have you got going on this week?
Man. I got the call-in show tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Coach Smoot Network. Tap in over there. We got supposed to have some Georgia fans pulling up, getting on the phone lines, but would love to hear the voices of the Alabama fan base live, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to get real nice and heated over there, man. I think it's going to be a fun time. And then again tomorrow morning, we'll be live at 11 doing a check-in. With special guests. We'll be announcing it tomorrow, so be on the lookout for all that. Got a full week of content planned out. We'll be back here tomorrow evening 6:30, right, Jackson?
6 p.m. is prime time live,
Okay.
7 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. You will see the Georgia guys with us, I promise you. You're going to see Bo Underwood come back, and this time he's bringing his buddy Matt Green. We're going to be talking some Bulldogs Bama action. Don't you worry.
It's going to be good right tomorrow.
There. Oh yeah. We'll be pre-recording Wednesday night, but you will see some clips all throughout Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
That I can promise you.
So y'all just stay tuned in for all the updates this week with so much going on around the Alabama-Georgia matchup. A lot of cross-platform collaborations going on. Just stay tuned. Go check me out at Coach Smoot on all platforms. Again, that's at Coach Smoot on all platforms. And like, share, subscribe, man. Make sure y'all are following over here at the Alabama at the Voice of College Football. We trying to do something. Here. So continue to support y'all. That's all I got.
There we go. Well, Jeffrey, what have you got in your world, good buddy? You got some NFL predictions. You had a video discussing your take on Bruce Pearl deciding to step out, which he's saying he's senator. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's like I am never gonna quit running my mouth on Pearl. Like he just made it easy for Alabama basketball.
It's good for us. It's a bad week to be an Auburn fan right now. That's all I'm saying. It's really rough, but definitely on my channel, Only Talk Sports, made a video on Bruce Pearl. I've got my NFL predictions for this past week. We'll be doing another video this week on my NFL predictions. It's going to be going live with our good friend Will and D to do our college football predictions for the week. And every Saturday night, I'm live after all the games doing my full thoughts on all the matchups that occurred on every given college football Saturday. So it's always a good time. Appreciate all the support over there. So definitely, if you haven't already, give me a subscribe. I would appreciate it. Also, follow me on X as well. Definitely give my takes over there. And also subscribe to Alabama, the Voice of College Football. We are growing rapidly, and it's all because of you guys. Appreciate the support. And, cannot wait to hopefully have some good things to talk about on our post-game show on Saturday night. It's going to be fun.
We've got magic coming your way. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where I've got some episodes of the Jackson coming down the pike. I've got an episode with Sonny Verma coming your way. Is he going to be venting about the Illini, or is he going to be celebrating the Illini after the battle against USC? Tune in to find out. And of course, I've got some pits analysis and final whistle with Sports Talk with Austin and more content from there. And for more updates on Alabama with the Voice, college football, the Jackson, and the once week calls on the Feinbaum Show, where the weekends are full of surprises, check me out on JatsBOCFB on /Twitter and on Instagram and threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908. Like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to Alabama with the Voice College Football so you never miss another video or another episode whatsoever. And we will see y'all soon. And roll
Tide.
Tide roll.
Roll.